Hello, everyone, and welcome here to Speed Runners Arena. And welcome into a trifecta of races here as part of the Super Metroid Randomizer Accessible Tournament bracket stage. Alongside 00713, I'm Ferran Burgundy, and Zero, I don't even know where to start with this madness.
Oh, there's so much going on. We got six racers. The people on top are facing the people on the bottom. Well, there's three races, independent races overall, but they're all going to be running the same seed. In the far left, we have number two Kath. She is taking on number 15 y2sky in the dribble bracket, and she is currently leading the series 1-0 after the win just before this. In the middle, we got number 8, 64-bit Link, taking on number 9, idlechild in the joke bracket as well. And to the far right, we got Tillymorph, number 30, taking on Jaychalke, number 19, in the rap bracket. So this will be quite interesting to see. How you feeling about today, Burgundy?
Feeling all right here as yes, the different bracket stages. Keep in mind this is a best of three. As you'd mentioned, that the far left race between y2sky and kath, that is the 2 out of 3. So it is possible with kath victory here to take the 2-0 sweep. And for the others, we'll see how it goes here in getting the advantage in the best of three. It looks like we are underway.
Aye, aye, and we might see some different types of strategies out of Watch Sky. Usually, if you're going into a race down, you might be pulling off those high risk maneuvers. So it looks like runners are going down the fall. They're going to be going down the fall here. People like to call it the climb, but I think it should be called the fall because everyone falls here first.
And I know that when I try to climb, I end up falling as well. So that may have something to do with it, too.
That too. Now, so this is a randomizer. So are all the items going to be randomized in this seed, Burgundy?
To a degree. Now, the very first item that they go to get, the morph ball, that is in its vanilla location, as that will allow access to a couple of the points. But everything is meant to be, quote unquote, in logic, requiring just some minimal skills that you are generally taught in the instruction book of the game. However, you will see that all of our runners will be utilizing various time saving tactics along the way, as we've got our first item here in the construction zone, and that is going to be some super missiles. So that's a little different from the norm, as that's usually missiles there.
Aye, aye, and the only tricks that are in logic are going to be infinite bomb jumps, which is actually a pretty hard trick to begin with. Wall jumping and vertical shine sparks that don't use a short charge. So anything else other than that are not in logic. So like things like mock ball, gravity jumps, horizontal shine sparks. We're seeing some deboosts here into the E tank. These are all out of logic maneuvers.
And no bombs of any kind at the start, so our runners are going to have to go from Brinstar back up to Criteria, and they'll have to head to Bomb Chorizo, where they will be guaranteed either the morph bombs or the power bombs.
We see Wide the Sky here struggling a bit with that E-Tank. In my opinion, if you fail twice, just reset the room because after two attempts, that flying little bat thing, it just doesn't get into the proper position for the D-boost. And looks like Wide the Sky doesn't want to. Wide the Sky is gone. Could be a risky play here. That E-Tank could be very beneficial.
Well, it's a catch-22, especially being down 1-0. You don't want to spend too much time on one particular thing, and there's always the possibility of coming back to check the Billy Mays locations and acquiring the energy tank at that time.
Way too true. And as Burgundy said, the next time that we're going to be seeing, probably on Jaychalke's side, because he's the first one there, is going to be some form of bombs, either regular bombs or power bombs. Because this is the only other item left to get, and the only way to escape this area is with either bombs or power bombs. And sadly, they are just power bombs.
So no bonus chorizo fight here. Now, we mentioned the various rodent bracketing, the gerbil in the case of our 4 left runners and rat in the case of our 2 runners on the right column. The difference being basically win-loss record in the Swiss format as well as just overall skill. So you'll see a lot more things done a little bit more quickly. The gerbil bracket is your more for your beginners, and it's good that it allows for that expansiveness.
Aye, and we got a nice item here at the Terminator. It's a plasma beam, so good damage output right away for all of our runners. And Idle Child is not checking behind Gauntlet. I don't think he even went to 230 missiles. That's why he has such a tremendous lead compared to all the other runners right now.
Well, perhaps Idlechild. I mean, it's certainly a gamble, as for all we know, or at least for all Idlechild knows, there could have been something in that 230 missile location. It turns out in this case it was the vanilla missiles, but getting that little bit of head start, certainly not a bad idea. I mean, perhaps Idlechild, knowing his opponent, probably figures that there may be a bit more of a gamble here. And we've got some power bombs down in Old Mother Brain.
This is usually an unusual check, but for 64-bit length, this is usually something he likes to do. He usually likes to go back down the climb and check underneath Old Mother Brain. Um, like I don't really like it too much because if you go back down, then have to go up the climb again. It does eat up a lot of time there, but a good benefit for him. So we saw at the back of Gauntlet was just ammo, so good skip by Idlechild. He is in the mothball room. This room is out of logic without speed booster, and so far nothing too special for Idlechild. Just some ammo and E-tanks. I'm unsure. Did we lose you, Burgundy? Are you still there, buddy?
No, I'm still here. I'm just trying to figure. I'm tracking things as far as what's where and doing a lot of writing down as we go along here. So we do have the blue Brinstar check on 64-bit side, and we're going to see what's in Billy Mays. We've got a missile, but wait, there's more. Act now, and we will throw in at no extra charge some super missiles.
So right now, probably not the best of the plays. Just more consumable items. But it could have been something good as always. You never know. It is it is a randomizer, of course. These items are not in logic until either space or gravity are found, and still all runners just find consumables. Luckily, health is looking a little bit better for the runners. I know in the Kath and the y2sky race earlier, they had no E-tanks down here in the Edcoons, and it can be quite dangerous, especially without a suit on.
It most certainly can, and we're going to get the blue Brinstar power bomb check, and oh wow, it's Gravity Suit!
No, wait, that's not gravity. That looks like Varia's suit. It's just a different graphic. It's not gravity. It's not gravity.
Meanwhile, we have Speed Booster at the top of Edicoons on Idlechild's side.
And that speed booster is in logic. So good find for a 64-bit link. Definitely going down was good play. It's unsure if the other runners will also find that gravity suit around the same exact time. They do have a decent amount of power bombs, but it could be a check that might get skipped by some runners.
Yeah, if our runners attempt to, those who have not yet found it, pretty much everybody other than 64-bit Link, if they opt to head into a different direction, maybe towards Rex Ship, that may be quite a while, and we've got X-Ray in Big Pink here.
And we don't know what a 64-bit Link does. If 64-bit Link decides to just keep on going down, he could potentially miss out on that plasma beam very early on.
Mission Impossible has some super missiles.
64-bit Link is going to be clipping his way into Spore Spawn Supers. Runners have found a way to glitch a super into that super block in order to break it open, thus not having to take on Spore Spawn. No love for Spore Spawn ever. And we got high jump at Spore Spawn. So high jump is going to be in logic. It's going to put the bottom. It's going to put Creed into logic once. Yeah, Creed is in logic because Gravity Suit does put Red Tower into logic.
Yeah, so we've got quite a bit here in the early going. This is rather a rather frenetic start here, and we've got Idlechild with a waterway check.
And this waterway is in logic. Child might not know that right now, but with the gravity suit and speed booster, it's in logic, but it's just power bombs. But hopefully, those power bombs are going to be enough for him to just go back to Blue Brinstar and find that gravity suit. So it seems like our runners are picking up that X-ray. Why would they pick up an item as useless as X-ray, Burgundy?
Well, X-ray. I will admit I had something IRL to deal with and did not hear the question except for the very end. But X-ray is a good get. I did hear X-ray at least. With the plasma, and if they find charge beam, they'll be able to utilize the microwave technique on a few of the bosses in Wreck Ship as well as in Meridia. That being Botwoon, Dragon, and Fantoon.
And also Crocomire, another boss that we rarely get to see in these runs because no one ever wants to go to Croc for some reason. And all runners are still in big pain. All of them just checking items in all sorts of different orders, all over the place. High jump for Idlechild, X-ray for 64-bit Link. And 64-bit Link continues to go up, so we'll probably see him probably go back up to criteria from here, getting his plasma suit, not plasma suit, plasma beam as well.
Kath now going to give a check to the wave beam glitch. Normally you need wave beam for that, but there is a utilization of the super missiles to be able to bypass that early, and it's just some missiles.
And 64-bit Link is out of power bombs, having to go into the Fire Fleet room to farm at least one of them. Don't forget these side hoppers in that Waygate room. They do a lot of damage. 80 units of damage to our runners, and with such low health, like on y2sky and kath, they potentially get hurt and killed there. Especially in that Blue Brinstar area that's going to be coming up. Oh, and look what we got a big skip on Jaychalke's side.
Well, picking up the supers in the Sonic Pipe, but is gonna not go back to Blue Brinstar, and little does he know he will be avoiding Gravity Suit for the time being.
And as if he were to find something like Varia Suit coming up, it might even push him further away from that Gravity Suit. But it looks like Idlechild will be going backdooring into Blue Brinstar, so he'll be getting a nice paint suit, nice gravity suit there. Looks like Kath is skipping out on Blue Brinstar. And Tillymorph will be going back through Blue Brinstar, so far 4 out of the 6 runners will have gravity suit. Or no, 3 out of the 6. That is.
Yep, idlechild picking it up, 64-bit Link already having acquired it, and Tillamorph, well, laying the bomb and going to double on back here.
So y2sky is trying to pull off that Shine Spark. A bit tricky in my opinion. Decides to just abandon it. I don't even think he had enough help to begin with to check that item. If he does find that gravity suit, he might actually come back. And as I mentioned a lot earlier today, in this run, gravity suit does put Billy Mays here into logic, which we know just has ammunition.
And Tillamorph getting up on the Billy Mays invisible ledge as 64-bit Link now going to double back to early supers, and Jaychalke going to be our first to face one of the 4 bosses here, as here comes Kraid.
And y2sky is also skipping out on that blue Brinstar, so both runners on the left, who are both racing each other, do not have the gravity suit. So that'll keep them relatively even, with kath having a significant lead right now, but they don't have a suit. Idlechild and 64-bit Link might eventually meet up with each other as they go up here. I'm amazed that 64-bit Link is deciding to come back up to the land site. You would expect that gravity suit to push the runner downward.
Well, it's going to at least be a gauntlet check here, as Jaychalke, having dispatch of Kraid with a quick kill, gets the E-Tank in the Vanilla Varia location.
Idlechild picking up more power bombs. Technically only need 15 power bombs. Maybe it was an accident, or maybe he needs it. He's going to be checking climb up here. We shall see. Still has them equipped.
And power bombs in the frog room.
Idlechild having a little bit of trouble doing the climb right now. It's one of the hardest rooms in the entire game, and finally decides to go to climb to check out the item. Kath is dancing with Kraid, taking down Kraid, and will eventually be getting the E-Tank. Tillamorph did not check what are the items called? The climb items. So Tillamorph is out. Idlechild will be getting the climb item. Oh, a little bit tricky when you don't have Ice Beam here. That's why Ice Beam makes this in logic.
Oh, and it's Space Jump. What a grab.
Good find for our runners. Sadly, Tillamorph did not get it. But Idlechild and 64-bit Link basically side by side. As for Jaychalke is down in the high jump location. Seems like he didn't find anything. He will be speed boostering across to the Ball Mountain, which is in logic with speed booster, even though he's going to be passing through a heated room. Did not check Croc Escape though.
Yep, the high jump area was just 3 swings and misses.
Got a nice
Missiles.
got another nice dance by y2sky. Didn't see what Jaychalke saw, but probably more ammo. Got supers at the landing site. We'll see if anyone chooses to check the frontal gauntlet, which is not in logic until the runners find screw attack. So the good news for Jaychalke is that he hasn't found any suit yet. He hasn't really found any movement items either, so that could potentially push him back toward Blue Brinstar.
Yep, and we have noted in chat that the Bubble Mountain check was an energy tank.
Low, low energy seeds so far for the runners, but Jaychalke and Tillimore could probably handle themselves with just 3 etanes. 64-bit link in that blue space jump in. Definitely checking the front of Gauntlet. Whereas Tillimorph is already almost through the front of Gauntlet.
Well, we know the back is a missile and a super missile, and it's the grappling beam.
Not too special when you already have space jump, but well, Tillimorph does not have space jump, but not too special if you have space jump, other than it helps you grind better down in lower Norfair, and is a way to quickly kill the flying Dragon dude. Tillimorph happy to see it, of course.
Oh, and Jay is doubling back into Blue Brinstar and is going to pick up his gravity suit in a moment.
Did I miss Jaychalke do a gate glitch? I had to have missed him do a gate glitch. Happy to see that gravity suit. 4 out of the 6 runners now have gravity. The only people that don't have gravity are the runners to the left, which are both racing each other. So that is sort of good for them. And Idlechild did not check the back of Gauntlet earlier, so he's continuing forward. Shooting the bomb blocks could be a bit dangerous, but manages to get in the middle. And we'll be sad to see just ammo. Supers are okay, though.
And we have missiles on the moat as Tillimorph going to do an out of logic speed fly across there and going to give us a peek up at the maze missiles, which are vanilla as well.
Down the ocean, we just have supers. So right now, not many places to go. If you're thinking about logic right now, actually, I think so. I think the majority of Meridia is in logic because of the speed booster, and I would say most of the red ships also in logic. So tough call on where runners want to go. So far, looks like 3 of them are going to red ship.
Oh, we have a pair of super missiles in the Alpha room up atop Red Tower. And Tillimorph is going to find some power bombs and leave them behind in the spooky missile location.
Luckily, all runners have speed boosters, so they don't really have to worry about Crystal Flash flipping into Dragon. And we're going to have our second boss battle. Technically, first for Tillimorph? First boss battle for him?
I believe so.
And Jaychalke will also be checking Climb Supers. Loading up the power bombs. Takes 3 power bombs to kill these yellow things right here. Good choice. You could actually deboost through them. I would say it's tricky. That's my opinion. Maybe some other people might disagree, but Jaychalke gonna be happy to see Space Jump up here.
Well, and Kath seeing all kinds of things super in the Alpha and Beta rooms. A trifecta of super missiles. And to answer the question in chat, no, this is the same seed for all 6 runners. However, the racers on the top their opponents are the ones on the bottom. So y2sky is taking on Kath, idlechild is taking on 64-bit, and Jaychalke is taking on Tillimorph.
Also, just a few things to point out. Kath is leading y2sky 1-0 in their series, best of 3. This is the first race for 64-bit Link and Idlechild. First race for Tillymorph and Jaychalke. The race on the left, the winners going to take on number 10 Ludicrous, who defeated number 7 Kaede 2-1 in their series. The middle racers, they will take on either Knucklehead number 1 or Frey Nick number 16 in the gerbil bracket, and Knucklehead is currently leading that series. And as for Tillymorph and Jaychalke, the winner of that's going to be taking on number 6 RKC TKC, who actually defeated number 22 in the series 2-0. And I might have missed it. Did Idlechild even go to Fantoon, or did he go back down Red Tower?
Looks like Idlechild went down Red Tower and is currently checking the X-ray location, which has an E-tank.
y2sky finally picking up his gravity suit. Did Kath get hers, or is she still gravityless?
Kath has not as of yet. Kath is the only one missing gravity right now. Thank you for that, Akuma.
Okay, cool. Well, not really cool, but okay, gotcha. So we might see some runners either full clear red ship here or bail out. Jaychalke has been known to bail out the red ship, but we learned this year that there could be a lot of decent stuff at red ship.
Well, so far it's been a power bomb, a missile, and a super missile. So not too much to write home about. I mean, between all of our runners, we do have all of Brinstar accounted for. And all but missiles in the sky, but we'll get there presuming that somebody full clears the wrecked ship. And we've got an energy tank at the wrecked ship Death E-tank location. So that is vanilla, and Tillymorph's going to pass on it.
I remember runners need to have at least 3 E-tanks in order to beat the game. So, 64-bit lane needs one more. Tillymorph does need one more. Hopefully they find one along the way. Usually it's a lot quicker to just quit out of here instead of backtracking to the room. Idlechild is not going to Meridia yet. Probably going to create, then go back to Meridia. So if there's nothing at the top of red ship and Jaychalke decides to bounce, this could be very beneficial for him.
Yeah, the plasma beam coming in rather handily here in wrecked ship.
We'll also see that plasma beam come in handy a lot later on once the runners get down to Lower Norfair, one of the most dangerous places in the entire game. A lot of the enemies cannot be killed with anything other than things like screw attack, plasma, and supers. The last thing you want to do is burn through supers down there in Lower Norfair. So having that plasma, definitely beneficial.
And Kath, the last to pick up the gravity suit, and is rather appreciative of it. Meanwhile, Tillymorph opts to pass on a reserve tank up in the attic.
So Kath gets her gravity suit and leaves. I'm guessing so many things going on. y2sky does not have space jump, did not go to climb. I'm guessing Kath did not go to climb either.
No, I believe they both did bypass it. And we're going to see a missiles in the sky check in a moment here from Tillymorph, looking for the jump and have a little trouble clipping that island there. And just opts to go with the diagonal.
Or power bombs. And we got a raid of 7 people from Regular Stormy. Thank you, Regular Stormy, for the raid. Welcome to the race. Got people all over the place in this race, so hopefully to keep up, as well as Burgundy and I are trying to keep up with the races.
It is easier said than done, that is for sure. So Tillamorph now is going bowling in the wrecked ship, and we have Kath, the first to enter into Meridia.
And we just see supers at Main Street. Idlechild probably the second person going to Meridia.
Jaychalke, meanwhile, is taking on Fantoon.
So once again, if Jaychalke decides to bail on Red Ship, that'll help him catch up. But Tillamorph will still have a lead on that side of the race. Tillamorph doing the final checks down here in Red Ship in the bowling area. Very slow place to check, but could have something useful. Supers and probably something useless at the Red Ship E-Tank location. Kath is in the Mama Turtle. Nothing useful there either. See, y2sky pulling off a gravity jump over to the West Ocean because he does not have grapple or the space jump. The ship has been wrecked. Gotcha. So all of our runners are on the lookout for now is let's see, some ammo, maybe ice. Ice would definitely be nice, and Varia suit, most importantly.
Yeah, that is the big one here, as we have so far. Well, oh, there's there's Spazer up in the false wall in Yellow Meridia.
We shall see the menu of shame. But from a completion standpoint, Kath is doing well, picking up that Spazer. y2sky is going to be taking on a Fantoon just shortly. Kath is sent over to the watering hole in Meridia. Idlechild probably be following closely behind Kath. Search for a bit late, making his way down the Red Tower for the first time. Jaychalke is still checking Red Ship. We don't know if he's going to pull the clear.
Hey, look at this. There's Varia's suit.
Oh, good find for Kath. Very cosmic brain. Looks like Jaychalke did pick up the E-Tank at Red Ship E. No resets from him. And Tillamorph is heading down Red Tower for the first time as well. One thing to note, Idlechild actually pulled ahead Kath. That means he did not check up in that upper dunes area where Kath just checked, so he does not have Varia suit yet.
Yeah, just a couple of super missiles in the aqueduct.
It's hard to see, but I think Idlechild has 1590 ammo. If so, that should be more than enough to take on to beat the game, even without Ice Beam. So, well, I have to say this is a pretty decent seed. Not very trolly at all. You have to applaud the person that generated this, right, Mujik?
Looks like we have Idlechild taking out Botwoon, that pesky snake.
Space snake.
Or eel. I don't know. I don't know. Is it a snake or an eel?
Could be a serpent.
That's true, too.
Or a worm.
And finds a super missile after Botwoon.
Cat does have a 3075. It might be a bit tight of ammo situation for Mother Brain, but still pretty decent on her side, especially if she finds Ice or Charge. So it kind of makes sense that she might be skipping ammo at this point. Since Forbidden Link is going to check uh X-ray location. Better be careful of his health. If he lands on one of these spikes, he is dead. Those spikes will do 60 units of damage to him, and he only has 37. Luckily, enemies don't do near as much.
A very timely E-tank in the precious missiles location.
So we'll probably see different possible strategies here against Dragon. We got a speed booster, grapple beam, and a lot of ammo. As always, runners like to kill off these turrets because they're very pesky and annoying.
They most certainly are.
I think idlechild is definitely lined up for a speed attack on Dragon. Gets the charge and hits her. And decides to line up for the quick grapple kill, but misses the grapple shot, sadly. Just off by a couple pixels.
So now just has to wait, get shaken around a little bit by Dragon, and eventually that grapple beam will be long enough to hit one of those open turrets, and yep, there it is.
We have another dance over down on Tillymore's side. Luckily, Jaychalke already has a crate killed, so Jaychalke is actually going to be in the lead here compared to Tillymore. And do we see Ice Beam? Nope. Not Ice Beam behind
Not
Dragon,
a
but
terrible pickup.
pretty decent. Not really necessary this deep in the game, but it's okay. Typically, we
Yeah,
see.
it helps to save some. I was gonna say it should help to save some power bomb inventory, but with 25, I guess there is plenty there.
True. Runners are definitely lucky they found a speed because one of the strategies to get the bot wound is using crystal flash with those bombs, and since bombs were already locked at Dragon, that takes one thing out of their that would have taken something out of their arsenal. Okay, got some X-ray on 64-bit link. Checking the trade missiles. Nothing special there. And we got Kath taking on Dragon. Now, the important question in Burgundy is, will Idlechild head back to the Upper Dunes and find that Varia suit?
Ooh, that is an interesting question because I know a lot of people try to do Meridia. In a pinch, they'll try to do Meridia suitless, but I don't know. Going down without Varia into Lower Norfair sounds less than ideal. Is Jaychalke now gonna go and get his Varia suit?
You see Idlechild going down the right sandpit. We might see a Shack check here. Might see Shack as Jaychalke picks up his Varia suit. Nope, no Shack. Yet. Cat picking up her bombs as well. Y2sky is at the top of the attic. We know that nothing is in wreck ship, sadly. Toymorph will be probably catching up with Jaychalke fairly shortly. And 64-bit Link will probably be catching up to Idlechild very shortly. But I think Idlechild has a significant lead compared to 64-bit Link.
To answer the question in chat, the top of the right sand pit was super missiles. So the right sand pit containing super missiles and power bombs.
And nothing of value in left sand pit. Looks like Idlechild is still on the move, so maybe we will see Shack. Maybe we'll see Plasma on his side. Hopefully he doesn't leave. but it does look like he might be leaving. Well, that's what we pay Bernadine for. We pay him to check, keep an eye on the items. I do whatever I can do.
Yeah, you can't necessarily see it, but I have a sheet here with all 100 locations, and I'm just kind of writing in what item is next to what spot. Yes, it's exactly, Gentleman Jay. Making a list, checking it twice, gonna try to remember where someone found ice. Burgundy is calming your race.
A bit of side note, looks like Simo Rocks beat Notch's Nick in their race, and Leslie Pro beat Rima Taurus, knocking Rima Taurus out of their race.
Telemorph picking up Varia here as Cheese Reaver noting a spoiler alert. Jaychalke about to take on Dragon.
Idlechild speeding over to Bold Mountain, which we know only has an E-Tank. Definitely does not have the Varia suit, which is what Idlechild really needs. And Kath is making her way over to Kraid. Actually, no, she finished Kraid, so she's making her way down. She is basically in the lead out of all 6 runners.
And yes, I think that a lot of the energy tanks are going to be in Norfair, as I think we've only found, what, 6 of the 14 thus far? And only 1 of the reserve tanks. So 9 of the locations somewhere in Norfair, which I believe is 9 of the 26 remaining checks, will have 7. Okay, 7. I was quickly glancing through my notes here, so I must have missed one of the count. So yes, that means 8 of the 26 are going to be some sort of energy tank. And ice to see you on Idlechild's side.
Idlechild is still pushing his way forward in this Bold Mountain. The ice was definitely a nice find, but I'm unsure what else he would find up here. Maybe Weight Beam.
As you say that, yep.
Well, I guess it's a good find. This is a Motroid check. Motroid will check these item locations regardless of what he has.
Yeah, Varia cannot be in here, as you need Varia to get into these locations as far as logic. As you can see, Idlechild doing what's known as a hell run. Just taking enemy damage while going through those heated rooms. Or not enemy damage, but taking energy damage is the E word I was looking for there.
And it looks like he's trying to continue to check the top of Red Tower. As we all said, all the locations where Varia suit could be found in Norfair have been checked.
Well,
So
there's
maybe he
a
might.
couple of energy tanks up in the speed location.
So maybe Idlechild might be preparing for a suitless lower Norfair? Is he known for such things?
Well, buckle up if that's the case.
So his Janus Farmon here has full power bombs. That'll be definitely useful for suitless lower Norfair. And as you said, there's some E-tanks over at speed, so those will also be nice for him. It is quite interesting that Kath is still doing checks, maybe not really comfortable with her current build situation. Uh, did not check the upper left area, so we don't know if she'll be finding that speed booster anytime soon, or not. Should be find that ice beam wave beam anytime soon.
Well, the energy's a nice grab as 64-bit Link getting the Varius suit. And Jay gonna dart on through into deeper parts of Norfair.
So I think Telemorph only has two bosses left, being Kraid and Ridley. Jaychalke only has Ridley left. Idlechild has Ridley and Phantoon. 64-bit Link has Dragon and Ridley. And I think also, I forgot if 64-bit Link did Kraid or not. Kath has Ridley left, and y2sky has both Dragon and Ridley.
Oh, that's right. Kath did not get space jump from the Climb Supers location. So I think that might have been what she was looking for, or perhaps a screw attack. Just something to make Lower Norfair a little bit easier, especially given this challenging lava dive.
Luckily, she does have bombs. She has bombs, right? She has bombs. Luckily, she has bombs and high jump, which are items that they can use to get through the worst room in the game. And she's going down. Idlechild is going to be farming some more health. Probably. Maybe. Though, if we think about it, Idlechild doesn't really need to farm any health here because there's a refill station right below this room. Some runners tend to forget about that refill station.
So Jay making his way through the amphitheater as Kath is now in the worst room in the game.
Now, Idlechild down in the pathway leading down to Lower Norfair. Probably thinking that this is an easier room to heal up in. As I said, there is a heal station right below the previous room that he was just trying to farm in. And what was once Kath leading over everyone, she has she has fallen behind a little bit from Jaychalke. Doesn't really matter, but overall, Jaychalke is now in the lead. I think Idlechild might have just realized the that recharge station. So everyone in the chat, make sure to give some encouragement out to Idlechild. Idlechild's going to be making a hell run down to Lower Norfair. It's doable in vanilla because you know where the items are, but in randomizer, you might not get lucky. You might not. You might go down. You might not see any E-tanks or anything else that could potentially make hell runs slightly easier.
This is quite the gamble, that is for sure. That energy is going to keep ticking down regardless here. Avoids those fireballs and is going to get in. Meanwhile, Jay has taken out Ridley.
Kath picking up some supers of shame. And did Jaychalke check the item, or did he just bounce?
No, he just got out of there, I believe.
Be interesting if that item is actually charged for once. I'll try to run low on health here. We'll see if he heads left to the refill. And does not look like he's heading left. He's going to be doing his first Crystal Flash. And did Telemorph die? Wait, what happened to Telemorph? Fell in the lava. No! And his last
Oh,
save.
yeah, climbing the amphitheater, fell into the acid, and that was with about 2 pieces of energy left, or 2 energy tanks, and was not able to climb back up in time.
Yeah, that amphitheater room is quite dangerous. With space jump and without space jump. So he's all the way back to Red Ship. Luckily he knows where all the items are, which is good for him, but still far back. The one positive though we could say is that it didn't cost him the race, as Jaychalke was still fairly far ahead of him. And we're getting our second Crystal Flash from Idlechild. He only has 1 Crystal Flash left as of right now, unless he farms up some more power bombs. That Crystal Flash will can only be done if the runner has I think it's 50 health or less, and nothing in the E tanks. And it consumes 10 missiles, 10 supers, and 1 plus 10 power bombs.
There's a rather nice E-tank there at the Three Musketeers missiles.
That definitely be useful.
Yeah, Jay's having a little bit of struggle getting past those key hunters. It's certainly welcome.
Yeah, the health will definitely be useful for Idlechild on the escape. You'll need as much help as possible. Does not save. Actually, now he's saved. Nope, he's not saving. This is actually very bad. He doesn't have enough ammo to refill here. So he's going to die. Hopefully he's saved.
Perhaps realizes it. And yeah, the note is he can't save because he'd get soft locked. So Idlechild trying to regroup after that.
Luckily, Idlechild did save right before the elevator, so not too bad, but still, it does hurt. This will allow Citrus Bitlink to catch up just a bit. And looks like Idlechild is leaving, does not want to do the Hell Run.
Can't say as I blame him.
Down goes Dragon for y2sky. And Jaychalke is going to be making his way up back to the landing site.
And Telemorph picking up the Varia suit and is probably less than thrilled at finding it in the 53rd minute here. As generally with the rat bracket runners, if you're finding one of your suits 53 minutes in, you know you're not feeling great about it.
Especially when you take such a significant death down in Lower Norfair.
Yeah, I mean, that just compounds it, but there are... I mean, we have seen races that have finished in less than 52 minutes, so there definitely at that level is a concern of, oh man, not am I behind, but by how far.
That's true. So Idlechild is now leaving Norfair, does not want to do the Hell Run. Hopefully he makes his way back into Meridia in order to find that Varia suit. We did see Ice Beam being heat locked, therefore Varsuit would never be able to be at Shack. Yeah, so the only thing that hurt Idlechild was a bunch of idle skips along his way. So he skipped the top of Red Ship. Actually, he never even went to Red Ship yet. He skipped that Upper Dunes area in Meridia. It looks like he might be heading toward Shack. Yep, he is making the Shack play here. As I said, Ice Beam. So Space Jump is locked by Ice Beam, and Ice Beam is locked by Variosuit. So it's impossible for Variosuit to even be over here in Shack, if you're thinking about it.
And that's where the logic comes into play. If you know where something can't be, even with any type of trickery, then you know to avoid it. So, I mean, maybe there's something like a charge beam here, but as far as the Varia progression that Idlechild's looking for, it is not going to be here.
We got our first runner entering Torian. That is Jaychalke. Jaychalke with a command lead compared to all other runners. Even after skipping that gravity suit location earlier on, made some good plays with skipping the top red ship, gave him some good time back. Kath to be the second runner to catch up to Jaychalke eventually. And down goes Dragon yet again for Tillymorph. Now Jaychalke's ammo is a bit tight, but he does know how to speed zap skip, so that'll help mitigate the ammo situation. As long as he manages to pull it off.
And Kath working on the climb in Meridia to head on up towards Torian, the final area. Jaychalke getting through the Metroid rooms now has the baby encounter here.
Cat definitely has more than enough ammo for Torian, luckily.
And to answer the question in chat, yes, Idle is the first and only to have gone to Shack Tool and finds an energy tank.
And we have a baby skip by Jaychalke. With his health situation, he might just still need to heal up regardless.
I would say so.
That's it for Bitlink getting Ridley. Back in the good old days, Ridley used to be quite the boss. Usually, many people feared Ridley. But as runners have learned Ridley's patterns and tricks, he became quite easy to deal with. As you saw, 64-bit Link easily tamed down Ridley. And apparently Cat did not do Fantoon. I forgot about this.
Speak for yourself. I'm afraid of Ridley. Oh, and
Uh,
Idlechild's going to make the plasma check also.
yeah, that's bad because this is up near Forgotten Highway, which leads to wrecked ship. And we see Jaychalke trying to pull a speed zip skip. And just missiles for Idlechild. That's a possibility, Seymour Rocks.
Well, and if you had the runner's full clearing Meridia on your bingo card, you're a winner. That is all the Meridia spots checked between all of our runners here.
So nearly everything checked in the seed. Sadly, we didn't get to see Ice Beam location. We didn't get to see Croc, and we didn't get to see GT. And yeah, so Jaychalke's trying to pull off a very tricky trick here with a speed Zeb skip. The traditional way is to use Ice Beam, but Jaychalke never found Ice Beam, which we know is up at Ball Mountain Reserve. Luckily, Idlechild did not go up down the highway. Hopefully, he'll head over to the final location he needs to check, which is the upper dunes in the watering hole for his Vario suit.
Kath initially debating on whether or not to do those checks, but I think she feels that she is in go mode here, so she's going to presumably head back to the ship, get a recharge, and head on into Torian.
So I just want to point out that Jaychalke does not have enough ammo to.
There's the speed Zeb skip.
Well, as I was just about to say, if Jaychalke were to abandon the speed skip, he would not have enough ammo to get through Mother Brain on the first try. He would actually have to kill the Zebs and then refill. But that doesn't have, we don't have to worry about that because you have the speed Zeb skip.
Yep, saved you from the potential commentator's curse, as it's known.
Oh, I would never curse anyone.
Well, it's one of those mythological things that tends to occur. An Idlechild picking up the Varia suit here as we have crossed the 1 hour mark.
Probably kicking himself for that one after skipping it. He's
Yeah,
shooting
you
some.
see a couple of missiles of frustration fired off into the wall.
I thought they were missiles of happiness.
Hard to say. And oh no, Telomorph running into another issue with the acid in Amphitheater. Does recover this time, though.
Low health, though. Gotta be careful here with these jumps. Don't want to fall in those gaps. Except to the top platform.
Oh, it's down to 68 energy. Oh, now down to 18 after hitting the Key Hunter.
Jaychalke has made to Rainbow Phase on Mother Brain 2. And we get to see that nice baby right on top of Mother Brain number 2.
Y2sky making the descent into Ridley's lair. And Telomorph gets to the save point. As Kath now is working on the first room full of Metroids in Torian.
So this is sometimes a gamble that you make when you decide to limit yourself on the E-tanks you pick up. So Telomorph only has 3 E-tanks compared to many of our other runners, and that could have been detrimental for him if he did get caught in that acid again. Well, latest mail, you should try playing as Shaq or the Metroid sprite. Oh wait, that's not latest mail, that's Gentleman J.
Telomorph taking care of the Metal Pirates. Jaychalke working with that final beam to take out Mother Brain, and now is just an escape away from victory.
So unless there's something very, very bad happens to Jaychalke, he will be first overall, and he will beat Tillymorph and lead the series 1-0. Second race currently pending between the two. Yeah, 64-bit Link going down in Torian. So the way things are looking, Kath is going to finish second unless there's something bad happens to her. 64-bit Link will be third. And we don't know who will be fourth yet. Just yet.
Well, again, this is in reference to overall. Those, just for point of clarification, it is the runners on top facing the runners on the bottom row. It's Jaychalke against Tillymorph, it is Idlechild against 64-bit Link, and it's y2sky against Kath. And how they finish compared to one another really only matters for speedruns live points, but nothing in terms of the SMRAT itself, the tournament itself.
So here Link had to actually go back. He missed one of the Metroids. One of the Metroids was just chilling by the right door. So he had to go back and go powerbomb that Metroid, slowing him up just a bit. But doesn't really hurt him because he's in the lead. Tillymorph is taking it on Ridley. Down goes Ridley for y2sky. And Idlechild is in this very evil worst from the game.
And meanwhile, get out your GGs for Jaychalke, who takes first place overall and goes up 1-0 over Tillymorph with an official SRL time of 64 minutes and 46 seconds.
GG for Jaychalke. Shall see if he wants to come in and chat with us soon. Down goes Space Pelican Ridley. And because Kath does not know Speed Zep Strip, as we know, it's a very, very tricky trick. She's having to shoot through the Zeps. Has more than enough ammo, for sure. Gotta be careful. Last you want is also to miss. But she should be pretty fine. She should have more than enough supers.
Apparently, Jaychalke's screen setting up for the potential but never going to happen Super Metroid Pokemon crossover.
Oh yeah! How about the Super Metroid Pokemon crossover?
And speak of which, here is our victor, Jaychalke. Congratulations and GG.
Hello?
Hello indeed.
Oh, hold on one second. I can't hear you for some reason. My
Can
apologies.
you hear
one
me?
All right, Jaychalke working on some audio issues here in the Discord, but we'll have him available
Try one more
to
time.
all momentarily.
No. Try one more time.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Now I hear you.
He hears me, but he doesn't hear you, Burgundy.
I would certainly. Well, maybe that's by design. Who knows?
I can hear you both. I was for
Collective
some reason
hearing.
my
oh
volume
no,
was
I
coming-
can't hear you, Burgundy. Wink, wink.
You guys can hear me now, right?
We
Yes.
most certainly can.
Okay, good. Yeah, for some reason my volume was coming out of my monitor, and I don't know why that was. It was weird. What's up, everybody?
So Jaychalke, my first question is, did you like the seed?
Well, here's the deal. So it's kind of interesting how this kind of played out. It's so funny. I'm gonna watch this back to see the reaction on my face. So when I went down out of Pink Brinstar, I was like, quote me now, there's a suit up through Blue Brinstar and I don't have the health to do this right now. There's no way. You go in, you basically take a hit, and I would have died. And so then I went down, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's nothing here. So then I did the speed check for that low percent variant, or maybe even another suit or something nice. And then I was like, well, heck, now I kind of have to, I want to go back through Green Hill Zone and through Blue Brinstar to really double down on that thought. And there it was, gravity. And then I thought, oh my gosh, if anyone had the health coming out of Pink Brinstar for this, they have gravity super early. So I'm thinking if Tillymorph does the obvious choice, which is to go through Blue Brinstar there, and has gravity suit early, I have to skip Wreck Ship. I have to. And so I did it, skipped Wreck Ship, and then rushed Meridia. And ultimately, my actual thought process was that because of where we found Grapple Beam and where we found Space Jump and where we found Speed Booster, I was really feeling all of those items were kind of pushing Shack, and I almost skipped directly to Shack. But I was like, no, the last time I did this, it cost me. And so I stuck fast, steadfast, and went to Beach, and there it was. I was actually very surprised to find it there. I really was expecting Shack Tool with the way the items were coming at me, but less about me. I'm very curious because there's no way Tillymorph didn't take a death or a couple. What is this? What's happening?
Well, let's see. Tillymorph, he did get the gravity suit. He did go up. He full
Okay.
cleared Wreck Ship.
All right, good. That's what I expected. Nice.
So then he went to I think he went to Trade, then to Meridia, got the Vari suit,
Awesome.
and then went down to Lower Norfair and took a horrible bath in Amphitheater,
Oh no.
which sent him all the way back up to Wreck Ship.
Question: where was he, or where was I and him by comparison when he died?
You were winning.
I'm sorry.
You
You
were
were
ahead at
winning.
that point anyway.
Okay, and I'm assuming that was because of the Wreck Ship clear.
Probably. And
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I knew that was my only chance. I knew that it was either Various Suit is at the top of Wreck Ship and I lose, or I need to cut out Wreck Ship entirely, knowing because I went down first, nothing back up, and that is such a routing. It's not a good route, and I only was forced that way because of my health, and so I'm happy that it worked out. Because again, if it was either up for a Varia and a loss, or down for no Varia and a loss, or with a Varia and potentially keep it close and win. But hey, GG to Kath finishing just now.
yep,
Yeah,
Kath
so
taking second place overall and getting the 2-0 victory over y2sky with the official SRL time of 1 hour 10 minutes and 17 seconds. And subsequently thereafter, y2sky did forfeit from the race.
Big shout outs to y2sky and Kath.
So that means Kath will be moving on and she'll be taking on number 10, Ludacris, in the next round. And by the way, Jaychalke, you have an answer. What did you think of the seed? Did you like it?
Yeah, so I'm genuinely interested. Like I'm telling you, this was decided for me personally by health. Like if I had even a little bit over one hit worth of damage for those side hoppers, I would have gone. I'm it's hard to say whether or not I would have also skipped Wreck Ship. I'm known for skipping Wreck Ship. That's what I do. But if I would have found the gravity suit there and having Speed Booster, I probably would have full cleared. Because with Speed Booster, you're able to check, everything and not, leave a check back. And I don't know if I would have done the same route. So really, having low health was very helpful. But I think maybe in the end, I don't know if it would have mattered with Tillymorph taking the unfortunate death.
Aye.
But I
And,
like the seed. Kind of. Yeah. I was very. I was literally shaking when I was trying to do those speed zep skips. That was the first time I've ever had to do that in a race. At least the first time forced, because I picked up exactly what I needed if I were to find ice and I had speed. As like, if I find ice, great. If not, I'll go for speed zep skip. But I'm not picking up any more supers, no more missiles, nothing. I'm picking up absolutely nothing. I needed to mitigate as much of the time loss as possible. And then when I got down there, and I don't know how long it took me, I was kind of blacking out for most of it, but finally got it. And and big shout outs to Link for finishing.
And we're also visited by Kath. Kath, beating y2sky 2-1. How you feeling, girl?
that was some of the cleanest I've ever played in my life, which is hilarious because game one was abysmal and I was tripping over my feet the entire time. But no, that felt really, really, really good. Uh, really, the only mistake I made was just being too scared to go into Blue Bryn Star on the first pass through Green Hills because my health was low and there were side hoppers, but so I missed that gravity, but I went back to it soon enough and I just felt so good about my execution. I felt so good about just how I played. That just felt really nice and I'm really happy with how that went.
I
So
have to
you
chuckle because Jaychalke said the exact same thing. He didn't go into Blue Bryn Star because he was worried about his health, and that ended up being where Gravity Suit was. So it's funny to see how the great minds think alike in this case here.
so
Guess so.
Kath, you full cleared a lot of stuff up about Pole Mountain, but you didn't go to the top left corner, which had Ice Beam.
Uh oh, in Bubble?
Yeah,
Dang, that sucks. Yeah, no, yeah, before I went down, I just wanted more health and I immediately found like 3 E-tanks in a row, so that was good. And then after, I just kind of did the math and figured if I'm not like I don't know how it's Zep skip, I needed a few more missiles, so I just grabbed a couple in double chamber and then went. So that kind of sucks, but I got what I was looking for both times anyway, so
nice. So next round, you're moving on to take on number 10, Ludacris. How do you feel about that? Any words?
uh well, I don't think I've seen them race at all, but so I'm not too sure what to expect, but I mean, I'm after this I'm feeling good. Like I'm feeling like kind of just missing the cutoff and ending up kind of the top seed of this bracket or number 2 or whatever. Like I feel like it kind of puts a little bit of pressure on me like I kind of should be winning these. So I'm a little nervous in that sense, but anything could happen, so it's a little but I feel like I'm capable of kind of going all the way here, so hopefully
All
that
right.
happens.
Thank you, Kath. We wish you the best of luck. Y2sky, how you feeling? How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. It was two very good seeds to come back to Super Metroid Racing. Had kind of about a month off between the scheduling and another tournament going on, so just did a quick D-Rust last night and then tried to just give it a go. I'm just happy I gave it 2 good games. These losses have been kind of the story of my tournament, with the exception of Zeb and maybe Tommy Lee. The races usually come down to just one mistake or like 1 or 2 small things. So, yeah, I feel pretty good. Got in a lot of practice, so happy about that.
Hi, and you definitely played well through your entire tournament. So now that you're out, what do you plan on doing going forward?
Well, right now I got Final Fantasy IV Rando going on, and that's kind of my that's definitely one of my top games. So trying to do well in that. Um, and after that, I mostly got into SMRAT to practice the Super Metroid side of SMZ3. So yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. But I don't know. After some hectic tournament seasons since this fall, I'm probably going to be doing some more casual gaming this summer for sure.
All right, well, we wish you best of luck in Final Fantasy.
Thanks.
Is that the Lally Ho tournament that's going on?
Yes, and I don't mean to plug something else here, but it is fantastic. The field is incredible this year. There's been a lot of good matches.
And next up, we have 64-bit Link. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, so yeah, was a interesting seed. I could have probably finished like 5 minutes faster if I didn't go to wrecked ship first. Because wrecked ship was basically blank.
and you were actually the first one to find that gravity suit. How you feeling about that?
Yeah, that was I mean, I decided to go with the meme route when I got the second power bomb pack, and I mean, it was kind of good and bad. Like the fact that I didn't get my speed booster until later meant that I wound up isolating Waterway, but I don't think Waterway had anything important.
I'm actually quite amazed that you didn't decide to just rush down to Meridian once you found that gravity suit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Meridian is always a gamble. So it was like I was thinking about it, but like, especially when I found the space jump and that was my wrecked ship access, I'm like, okay, this probably wants me to go to wrecked ship, and of course that wound up being it's the one seed where gravity suit actually does mean Meridia.
Now, were you originally planning on going through Blueprint Star, or or were you planning to go back up the climb after checking Old Mother Brain?
My original plan was to go back up the climb, but the fact that I got the second power bomb pack kind of is what made me decide to go back into Blueprint.
Oh, luckily, so that definitely helped out. I think Idlechild was actually leading midway through the match, but then he skipped Variusu. He didn't check the location for Variusu, and that put him behind. Tried to hell run, but it didn't work out for him, and that gave you the overall advantage.
Yeah, Idle Child did a lot of checks that were kind of on the fringe. Was able to pick up ice in Bubble Mountain Norfair Reserve. Also ended up checking Shack Tool. Ended up checking Vanilla Plasma location. Just I think a little bit of desperation setting in toward the end, wondering where the suit was.
May I ask something real quick?
Sure.
I'm curious if anyone else found Space Jump.
I did.
Oh, nice.
I didn't.
Silly
was
Morph did not.
Ah,
He
Yeah.
almost did, but he did not.
I
Where
was
was that at?
it was Climb Supers actually.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, and I was kind of a little monk S on health, and I wasn't quite sure I wanted to do it because of the damage boosting. I didn't know if I was gonna have enough health to get across, but when it was Space Jump, I was like, whoa, that's pretty powerful. So I'm very happy that I was able to do that because that made Meridia and Lower Norfair a breeze.
Yeah, that's nice.
Same. I was kind of in a very similar situation with that because I kind of misjudged the amount of health I had, and I think I had 110 after the spark, and I was really nervous until I saw that space jump and was like, okay, now I don't need to damage boost. Because otherwise, I'm pretty sure, like, if it was like any other item besides
Yeah.
like that or an E tank, I probably would have died.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I was shouting. I was
Yeah.
like, if this is nothing, I am dead. YOLO.
Oh dear.
So, 64-bit Link, you are currently leading the series 1-0. I feel going into the next race, any changes to strategy, anything different at all, or do you think just going to use your traditional plans?
I feel like just do basically similar strategy as I did here. Uh, I don't know. It feels like every time I make a decision of wrecked ship versus like elsewhere, it seems that like this particular tournament I have like made the wrong decision every single time. So maybe I just need to be like decide what I'm gonna do and then just do the opposite, and maybe then I'll actually go the right way.
It is a frustrating feeling where it seems like every time there's a coin flip, you pick heads, it comes up tails. You pick tails, it comes up heads. It's Sometimes it's just rando's gonna rando.
Yeah.
Alright,
Also,
well,
in general, with this seed, like, I actually wound up not picking up very many E-tanks. Like, I think, like, normally I would, like, wind up picking up a couple more, but, like, there were some that I intentionally skipped because I was just like, well, I'm full health, so I don't really need the refill. Uh, and so I wound up in the end a little monk S with my 4 E-tanks, but I got through it.
Well, the energy tanks were also a few of them were in some less than ideal locations. I mean, one was in X-ray, one was in wrecked ship E tank. So I mean, a couple of them you don't really want to take the extra time to have to double back with it, so you end up either skipping out of it or resetting or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I mean, in both cases, like for X-ray, I was actually kind of glad to see that E-tank because my health was in Monk S range at that point. Same with the wrecked ship E-tank because I didn't do a save before it, so I'm just like, so I was kind of glad to see the E-tank because it meant that I didn't have to worry about the return trip at all.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of looking through here. Yeah, one was at Precious Missiles, one was at Shack Tool. So yeah, E tanks were kind of spread out. There was a pair of them at Speed Missiles and Speed Booster.
Yeah, I was really happy about that because I don't like going into Lower Norfair without screw with like less than 5 or 6. Like that's maybe a little bit too careful on my part, but you know. But so like just making like 2 checks real quick before I went down to Lower Norfair and both of them were tanks. I was really happy about that.
Yeah, I feel like Plasma Beam saved me a lot in Lower Norfair.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, if I hadn't had that Plasma Beam, it would have been a lot harder.
How about that E-tank, though? Leaving before the three musketeer themajigs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Franker's
didn't
room.
That
Yeah, that I was at like 100 health, somewhere around that, and I was like, I'm going full YOLO, and I was like, oh well, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to make this without dying, and I checked, and thankfully it was an E-tank there, saved my life.
did anyone see where Charge was?
It's a good question.
I looked in the credits. It was at I guess what's known as Indiana Jones, the grapple missiles.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
yeah, no one was getting that.
No
Nobody
one.
was going there.
No love for Croc.
Where the suits were, there was absolutely no reason to check Croc.
Yeah, like if you get gravity before Varia, you're never going there. Just
Unless
But-
if you need ice or speed.
yeah, unless it like absolutely forces you to with that or something. Yeah, but you know that never happens until it happens.
Animals.
Hey.
Oh, you know what they should make for a sprite is make one of these animals as a playable sprite. How cool would that be?
Yeah, just
Oh
a
my
I
gosh.
could get behind a Decorus spray.
Same.
and
same,
then
same.
the Edikun is the morph ball.
That would be so amazing.
Uh,
Oh, Tillymorph is just about done. And he finishes on his ship, or her ship, depending on who we're talking about. Do we have a time? We have a time. 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 12 seconds.
stuff.
So, Jaychalke, how you feeling about next match? Are you quite happy that you managed to defeat Tillymorph in this one?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to match 2. I can take it a little bit easier. I just got to win one of the next 2 matches, so odds are pretty good. And well, match 2s are always an interesting beast. Whether you're down 1 or up 1, you have different mindsets going into it. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, so I'm just gonna play my match, play my game, and hopefully get lucked out again, like I did this time with the health situation.
We might decide to have a music roll that seed. We'll see if Tillymorph wants to join us.
Tillymorph has passed for the interview.
He did pass?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I can't read. I'm bad at reading. Well then, idlechild is almost done. We'll see if idlechild wants to join us.
In that case, Tillymorph, if you hear my voice, GG, thanks so much for racing. We'll figure out match 2. Thron and Zero, thank you so much for commentating. I bet this was a blast. Let's see, we have music, restreaming, fantastic job. Looks great, thank you so much. And no trackers, so thank you to chat for hanging out. GG to idlechild, kath, y2sky, kath, I think I already said kath, and 64-bit link. Pleasure racing you. Have a great day.
Oh,
See you,
good game
Jay.
to everyone. That was
Everyone, make sure to follow Jaychalke. He rocks, and follow Tillymorph. He also rocks. And idlechild will be visiting us.
Well, as we await that, we've got. We'll let you know about some of the races coming up tomorrow here as things continue. Looks like at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening we have a pair of races. We have Zeb316 taking on Pizza 34 and Knucklehead against Freddy N3K. That'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern. Then at 7 we have Cheese Reaver against Nevdi, as well as looks like race 2 of the Knucklehead Freddy will be immediately following after the 6 p.m. race.
That's race number 3.
Oh, is that number? Oh, that is the third one. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. It is match 3. The thing wouldn't let me scroll over as I'm looking at the submissions here. So that is 2 and 3, if necessary, will be after the fact. And then at 8:30, it looks like match 2 between Cheese Reaver and Nevdi that will also be occurring. So there's a lot of races coming up tomorrow. That's kind of the long and the short of it.
Yeah, we are joined by idlechild. How you doing, idlechild?
Hey, you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. So, so how are you feeling about Vario Suit today?
It's one of those things. If we'd had the race last week or maybe at the beginning of the week, maybe I would have won because I wouldn't have done that. But I watched a race a couple days ago and I thought, man, in that situation where Varia could be anywhere wreck ship, maybe just go down to high jump area, and if you don't find Varia but you got enough E-tanks, just go for it. I mean, gravity gives you half protection, right? It's not as bad as a true RBO, right?
That's true.
Apparently it's harder than it looks.
Well, I know Furion and myself probably wouldn't know since we don't do anything crazy like that.
I've never tried it before, so it was kind of dumb and kind of fun at the same time. It's unfortunate Vario was where it was, though. Like, I would have probably won the race if I just continued my normal plan of going to beach.
Did you purposely skip that item, or?
Yeah, because one of my plans was to go back and pick it up on the way to wreck ship. But then I stupidly abandoned my plan because I didn't have enough E-tanks, really. But then the Bubble Mountain was an E-tank, so that got me to 6, and then Reserve had a bunch of good stuff in it, like Ice and Wave, and then another 2 E-tanks at speed, and I started feeling good. Like, hey, let's go try this. But I don't know. I probably should have died at Climb Supers. I don't know if you saw what happened at Climb Supers. I was not very good on energy, but I got bailed out by that space jump.
Third person
It
to
was
say that.
Yeah.
Same happened to me.
Because I was thinking I need to fill up and I'll be good, but then I didn't jump with my spark, and I got up there and I had like 115 energy, and I thought, oh, you can get out with one hit, but it's not easy. But then, of course, the space jump, so I was able to get out of there. So
Now, were you planning on going there because you were jumping around quite a lot down at the bottom of the climb? I didn't know if you were like just stumbling with doing the wall jumps, or if you were like contemplating going over to the super location.
I was having a little trouble collecting health. Yeah, I was actually planning to go there at that point. Once I picked up the power bombs, I knew I could kill the. I can't remember what they're called. They're not called the bouillons. I think is what they're called.
Yeah.
I knew I could kill those with those power bombs. So then I just needed to farm up health. I thought 260, that'll be enough. It wasn't. It would have been enough if I jumped with my spark. Then I would have had more than 120 at the top, but I didn't do that.
All right. So you're down. You're down right now. Down by one race. How you feeling about the next race? Do you have any change of strategies at all?
I don't think I'm going to be doing any more hell runs. I definitely wasn't ever planning to do any suitless Meridias. Maybe a hell run? No, I'm not going to do that anymore. I probably would do the same route, except for when I get to Bubble Mountain, reset, save scum basically that whole section, and then go up. And if I'd done that, I would have. I mean, I don't even know how much time I lost with what I actually did.
Oh, I also was curious. How come you didn't go to wreck ship when you were up at the landing site?
I just prefer to go to Meridia first when I can. That's just a preference.
Gotcha.
And I had a once where I dipped into wreck ship just to do Fantoon, and then I came back, and my opponent didn't do that. And because of that, my opponent was basically like 4 minutes ahead of me or 6 minutes ahead of me, like the whole race. I watched that back and thought, man, if gravity had been here or here or here, it was like gravity could have been anywhere in Norfair, and the race was over. And he ended up winning the race anyway. But it was after that race, I kind of thought, maybe that dip into wreck ship's not worth it, because what if you have to come back? So it's like if you go into wreck ship, you either got to be committed to a full clear wreck ship, or it's a risk. I think I'm okay with my routing, except I really should have reset at Bubble Mountain. I really should have that wasn't Faria, reset, go to beach, and then if it hadn't been a beach, go to wreck ship at that point. And I would have been behind if Faria's at wreck ship, but that's kind of how it goes. I kind of feel like this race takes the pressure off, because even if I lose the next one, I had fun in this race. I did something crazy, so it's like I lost because I did something crazy. I can kind of blame it on that. I can feel good about it later. So maybe the pressure will be off in the next race.
So we're coming toward the end. Furion, any words?
Well, keeping an eye on 6 different screens at the same time is an unenviable position, and hopefully we did an all right job of trying to keep track of things and also explain along the way at least a little bit. But we do thank you for joining us here at Speedrunners Arena. Make sure to give all of our runners a follow, as they were fantastic, terrific, and a lot of other positive adjectives, to say the least, when it comes to the competitiveness here. Plasma suit, exactly, Zero. Yes, make sure to follow the folks behind the scenes as well. Music75, our restreamer, who was able to bring all 6 of these individuals together here for you on one screen, as well as for my broadcast partner 00713. I'm Ferran Burgundy, saying until next time, stay classy, my friends, stay safe, and see you next mission. Good night, everyone.
One more run. Say it with me, people. One more run.